Hi everyone, wanted to talk to you about the practice of picking a word of the year. It's a practice I've done consciously for the past, I think, 4 years now, since 2012, 2013. And basically, what that is, and actually, I've known about it a little bit longer. I've done it. I picked a word of the year probably since 2011. It was introduced to me, the concept was introduced to me by my friend Noor. And basically, there's many incredible women and men, mentors that are offering this. Um, so the idea is that you pick a word of the year that basically you then do some soulful work on towards the end of the year, towards the beginning of the new year, and you sort of map out your goals, you map out your dreams, your aspirations, and you write them down, and then you're very consciously watch the word unfold in the coming year. So, like I said, I've done this for the last, I think, 4 or 5 years, if not longer. And it's funny because I'm trying to think back to what my word of the year was the last, 4 or 5 years ago, and I can't even remember. But I do have, my notes, my journals. I have a book that, I've used for the last 2, 3 years that I've written in. I have one from 2000, end of 2014. And it's a practice I've done even before I was consciously aware of picking up the word of the year. I've done this for at least 15 years now, where at the end of the year, towards December, if I don't quite get to it at December, I'll do it the first week of January, where I will sit and I will take inventory of what my year was like. And I will compare it to whatever goals I had set for myself. Did I meet those? What what went right, what went wrong, and then I'll plan new goals if there's anything has changed based on what my life has unfolded for me in the past year. And like I said, I've done this for about 15 years now. Now the last four years, I pick a word of the year. So let's start with my most recent, this 2017. My word of the year was flourish. And I was very mindful about, the word that I picked. Because, some people pick brave, or some people pick courageous. Some people pick words like, I don't know, I think those two are the ones that come to mind. And, I had to caution people. I had a, boss of mine that I work with, and she had gone through a lot. She was a cancer survivor and whatnot. And last year she said, I'm going to pick, brave as my word of the year. And I said, are you sure you want to pick that? Or courage? I think it was one of those two that she was going back and forth between. And I said, you really want to be careful, because yeah, that's something you want to be, and you want to be brave and courageous. But then what happens? God brings you, life brings you, the universe brings you, experiences that help you become brave and help you become courageous. So be careful of what you're wishing for. Be careful of what you're inviting in your life. Um, you know, and unfortunately for my boss, her cancer did come back, and she had a pretty, long bout with that for most of the year. Her God bless her husband got into a car accident, and she had to deal with that. Her mom passed away after suffering from Alzheimer's for many years. And so, I went to her office a couple of weeks ago, and was saying hi and catching up with her. And she was like, you were right. I shouldn't have picked brave or courageous. I can't remember now which one it was. And it just kind of reminded me about how important it is, to be very mindful of the word we pick. So some of my words for the years have been thrive, um, flourish is 2017. I have picked courage in the past, and I wouldn't recommend that. I have picked my 2015 word of the year was open. I wanted to just be open to receiving, positive things in my life, positive things in my career, positive things in my family, for my kids, the people that I serve, the people that I work with, because I didn't want my fears to get in the way. And 2015 was a very positive and challenging year, although because I was open, I was going back and reviewing my notes from the end of 2015. I know that's the year I started my private practice, although I had no intention of having a private practice at that. When I started 2015, it was not something that I was even considering, and the opportunity literally just came, to me, and I kind of ignored it, and it wouldn't go away. So next thing I know, I'm in private practice. Again, being open to it subconsciously. My word of the year was flourish this year, and this year, like I've said before, has been definitely one of the most powerful years in my young 44 years of my life in terms of how much I personally have grown and flourished in my personal awareness. So one of the ways that you can do this is you can go to Pinterest and just put in year-end reflections, and seriously, like hundreds of pins will come up giving you what to focus on. You can also go to websites such as Ali Edwards. She is amazing. She offers a e-course called One Little Word, and she's done it for I don't even know how many years now. It's One Little Word, and she's got printouts. You pay for some of these things that I'm telling you about. Pinterest is usually free, but Ali Edwards has a very powerful course that she offers. Liz Lamoureux has a website that she offers some great courses. I'm not sure what she currently is offering. Also, Susanna Conway is someone that does helps you unravel the year, and this is something that I had it's one of those courses I had bought for 2015, and I had printed it out, and then pretty much what I did was in 2016 I just used the questions from the same. I didn't rebuy the course, but I used the questions and I just wrote in my journal. Susanna Conway is awesome, but it's just too many questions. I find it to be too repetitive, so I didn't do all of it. I kind of picked and chose what worked for me. But this is something that I printed out, and I know it's backwards, you guys can't read it. It says, year-end reflections, 10 highlights, accomplishments, best memories of the year, 10 disappointments, failures, or missed opportunities, 3 game changers, so unexpected events that shifted your priorities, 3 things that you focused on, what you put the most of your time into, 3 things you forgot, what you didn't get around to doing, and then a reflection, how does this inform your plans for next year? This is such a simple little, list of things, and yet, I've used this is what I've kind of been using the last couple of years to, summarize my year for the current year and then making plans for next year. It doesn't matter how old you are. It doesn't matter where you are in your life. We all are, as long as you're alive, you're living, you've got every day you wake up, you've got a brand new day. And I truly believe that our thoughts are powerful, and I truly believe that, when we're mindful of things, whatever we put out there, mindfully, you attract in your life. So doesn't it make sense to be conscious and cognizant about what you want in your life so that, God can attract that in your life, versus just kind of sleepwalking through life and being, open to whatever is happening, of course, but at least, let's be mindful and put effort into what we want to attract in our life, because it's amazing how that comes into our life. So I'm not sure what my word of the year for 2018 will be. I'm sure I will figure it out. It's December 3rd, I think, or 2nd. I don't even know what date it is today. But I'm starting this practice a little earlier this year, where I've been, since I went to Vipassana last month I started writing, my goals down. And now I'm going to, in the next week or 2, I will sit and take stock of what 2017 was about, and then make new plans, because again, I have a new job. I wasn't planning on working in the ER. That was something completely unexpected. A lot of different things, positive things have come up. The light just went off. And I wasn't planning on that, right? So I think it's interesting, to see that I know that for myself, what I want to attract and invite in my life has definitely changed and shifted in the last month alone. All right, so before I forget, the other thing is that for women and men, one of the things that is encouraged is you make a jewelry or you make a reminder of the word of the year. And there's many amazing artists like Liz Lemoray, or any online people that do customized jewelry, including myself. Uh, we can customize rings for you, necklaces for you, pendants for you, bracelets for you that has the word of the year. And the idea is that you wear that, all the time. So I had made this. This was my simple ring that I made for myself, last year. It's a very simple, humble ring. Again, it was for myself. So I hand wrote it, and I just put a little, glaze on top, and I cured it. And I've worn it on and off. And I also, for myself, actually, I did a painting. See that one in the back? It says Flourish. And that hung in my office until, I think, this month. I brought it home this month. And it was just something beautiful, because for me, I didn't just want my own life to flourish, but I wanted my clients to flourish. I wanted my family to flourish. I wanted everyone else in my life that was touched directly and indirectly by me. I wanted everything around me to flourish in positive ways. So that's another practice, is getting a piece of jewelry made so that you wear that. But more importantly than that, it is important to sit and do your reflections for the end of the year, and then letting those guide you for the